Hi everybody, Dr. Urban here. I want to talk to you about stem cells. And this is a new world coming. It's sort of here, but it's kind of like I call the Wild West, a lot of things going on. Uh, there may not be a lot of patentable medicine because this is natural therapy, and it is going to be very powerful, very significant, and we need to keep engaged. I want you to become engaged, and I want you to think about stem cells because they may be a way out of a lot of problems at not a great cost. So what are stem cells? They are cells in your body that are kind of like stems. They're back, they and they can they're back near the root, and they can turn into all kinds of cells. So they're called pluri or multi-potential cells, and they're a good deal. And my description of stem cells, there are cells that go where you want and do what they want, and they become new cells. Now, your body can't produce normally a lot of new cells, and is sort of stuck with the old cells. And as they age and as they age and as those cells divide and they lose their telomeres and they become older, and eventually you run out of life, a part, or could be because you run out of youth. But if you can put new cells in place, and you can put a lot of them in place, you can de-age. And that's where we're going with this. Think of the word de-age. If you're 20, you say, well, I don't need to de-age, but you can get into good habits because there's much more to what I'm going to tell you than just stem cells even. But let's keep with stem cells. Now, first, don't make any changes to your healthcare regimen without first consulting your healthcare provider. Second, I believe that the key to nutrition, the key to good health, of course, one of the keys can be activating these stem cells, but the key also is nutrition, because you're asking maybe a partial nutrition solution to make up for, let's say, a bad diet. Okay, so researchers at Sloan Kettering Cancer Institute in New York discovered that we have elite stem cells, and these stem cells are like the top 1%. They work faster, they reprogram faster, and they're just good at what they do. And they also are hard to be overcome by inflammation. So, think about that. Think about the implications as we're talking about day in and year out, or month in and month out, about the importance of inflammation. It takes you down. Well, these stem cells seem to work, these elite stem cells seem to work in an inflammatory environment. That's yay, they're not held back. So where do you find these? Well, I talked in a previous video that you can activate stem cells, your own stem cells, through fresh blueberries, green tea, vitamin D, vitamin B. Yes, those are things you may be taking for other reasons. But I want to talk about something else. Now, there is turmeric. Turmeric is, I've taken turmeric for several years because there are a lot of things that turmeric helps. We're talking about one of them, and maybe some of the actions of turmeric are through the stem cell expressions. That's to be delineated. But turmeric does turn on these elite stem cells. That's one of the takeaway issues. And the other thing is, where do you find turmeric? Well, I've taken Dr. Sears. First of all, you don't find it in your dietary. This is curcumin, turmeric. Curcumin is the active ingredient of turmeric, but you will not absorb a lot of this by taking this turmeric, because you need bioperine, you need a pepper. Pepper's been found to help activate turmeric to its active form. So if you're buying turmeric from any source, you want bioperine, you want pepper. But there are other products. I've taken Dr. Sears Triple Burn for a long period of time, and that has other things in it. Gal and Gal. It has ginger, commonly holy basil, And I switched that out, did my wife, for this. It's called 7. My wife found it. It's a lot cheaper, and they have sales and that sort of thing. So you get the picture. It's cheaper. But a third product is, I don't have it here, I haven't taken it, is Dr. Sears also has a metabolic recovery, which is specific for diabetes, and it has other things that you might think about with trying to recover from type 2 diabetes, and that would be chromium and berberine and a couple other products. So if your problem is specifically diabetes, you may want to look at metabolic recovery. But if you're on the health side of, can I just activate, can I get younger on the basis of my stem cells, then I think turmeric is the way to go. And I would throw out the 7, and where you get it. 7 has a little more turmeric than Dr. Sears, maybe 20% more. That's not why we got it. We got it for basic. I trust Dr. Sears products, but I've segued away from the cost, and that's just something you consider. But wherever you get your turmeric, be sure it has bioperine in it. And let's be thinking about stem cells. They're a good thing, and there's going to be new stuff all the time. But remember, we're bypassing surgery, and we're bypassing pharma, and we're bypassing the stem cell shop down the street. And we don't need fetal tissue, and it's in us. And let's get going. Let's activate it and see where we go.